Hey, it's Chris with PhotoDabbler.com. In this video, I'm just going to show you how to make a like a watercolor pastelish type image out of a regular photo. All right, so first we need to make a new file. All right, so the new file, open please. There we go. We're going to do 1920 by 1080, 72 resolution RGB, and background is black, but we can change that. Now, if your image is a portrait, you would just want to flip these and make it 1080 wide, 1920 high. All right, we'll go ahead and click Create, and that's going to create our new document. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is we want to change this background layer to a 50% gray. Alright, so you have your background here, you have your little lock icon, just click on that, and then you can hit Shift and then the F5 key, and that will bring up your fill. You can also go to Edit Fill. Contents is probably going to be on foreground color when you first open it, but just change it down to 50% gray. Hit OK, and that's going to change this layer to a gray. Alright, so now we want to make this into like a canvas type material. Alright, so we can go ahead and go on to Filter, Filter Gallery, and that's going to open up our filter gallery. We're going to go in this artistic folder, the one that's on the top, and go down to Rough Pastels. Alright, so there's a bunch of settings over here that you can mess with, but what I found to work the best right now is your stroke length is 40, detail is 1, your texture is canvas, scaling 200, your relief is 50, and your light is at the bottom. Okay, so once you go ahead and have those settings in there, just click OK. And then now we want to add an adjustment layer. Alright, so you can go up here to your adjustments here, or you can go down here to this little half circle, and we're going to add a levels adjustment. Alright, so levels, what we want to do is change this gray to a white. So basically, if you just grab your white slider, the one that's on the right here, just drag it into where there's information, like 136, 135, somewhere in that area is going to be perfect. Okay, just right like that, and we're done with that. So we want to click on our levels layer, hold down Shift, click on this layer, and then we're going to hit Control G, and that's going to put them into a group. Double click on it, and we'll just call this Canvas, and hit Enter. Okay, so our next step, we want to add our image. Okay, so depending on what image you have, I don't know, I'm going to use a picture of a couple. So File, Place Embedded, and then I'm going to go on my downloads and open this happy couple from Barcelona image. Alright, so we're going to scale this out to maybe like so. I don't want to cut off their head or their hand. Maybe like so. And let's bring it down just a little bit. Okay, maybe something like so, and we're going to go ahead and hit Enter. Alright, so I'm going to right click this and rasterize it first. We're going to turn it into a smart object anyways, but I want to do something first. I'm going to hit Control A, and that's going to select the whole thing, and then I'm going to hit C for my crop tool, and then I'm going to hit Enter. Alright, so as you see, like, it's just going to crop off this extra of this image. Alright, so I want to make sure Delete Crop Pixels is selected, and then just hit Enter. Okay, that just gives us a little bit less information to work with. That step is totally optional, you don't have to do it. Alright, so this is going to be, let's double click on this and just call this Main. And we're going to go to Filter Gallery. Don't click on the top one because it's just going to repeat the last step. Go down to Filter Gallery. And then we have our rough pastels already on there because we just did it. But we're going to hit a plus right here. And what we want to do here is go to Artistic and then click on Paint Daubs. Alright, so the settings that I used on this one is brush size of 6 and sharpness 20, brush type simple, and you can mess around with those if you want, just to create different looks. If you can't see your whole image, you can just kind of click these little arrows down here to make it smaller or larger. Okay, once that is done, we're going to go ahead and drag this paint daubs, just click on it and drag it under rough pastels. Alright, so that just puts the paint daubs underneath the rough pastel layer. And we'll go ahead and click OK. And then now we're going to right click this and click Convert to Smart Object. Okay, now we want to make a copy of this, so let's go ahead and hit Control J. And then this extra copy, we're going to change our blending mode. Go down to luminosity. Okay, so we have that. Now we want to add a couple filters to this. So let's go to Filter, Filter Gallery. And then we're going to go down to Texture, Texturizer. And then here's our settings. Textures Canvas, scaling is 200, relief is 4, and the light is at the top. Okay, and then we're going to turn off the paint daubs. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and click OK. And then we have this. Alright, so this is pretty cool looking already, but we want to add a couple different filters too. So go down to your adjustment layers icon, and let's go ahead and click on Vibrance. Vibrance is right here. Okay, so Vibrance, now this is going to be all to your taste. We can crank it all the way up and then maybe add a little bit of saturation, but it kind of turns them a little bit red. Just kind of mess around with it till you get the look you want. Okay, so we're going 100 on the Vibrance and then -5 on the saturation. And this one I would probably get rid of that stoplight, but you know. Alright, so now we want to add a photo filter. So go ahead and click our adjustment layer again. Go to Photo Filter. And you can access those from here too if you just click on Adjustments. Alright, so this is a warming filter, and every image is going to be different. We can put a cooling filter on it, cooling filter LBB, is that LBB or L88? I don't have my glasses on. Alright, so warming filter, there's this one, there's this one. You can mess around with density to get the look you want. I think we're just going to call it OK at this. And then now, we're going to click on that top layer and then go down to your main layer, hold down Shift and select it. That's going to select all of these. And then hit Control G, and that's going to put them in a group. And we can double click on that and hit type in main photo or something like that. Alright, so for the last step is we want to create like a kind of like a border around the image. So on this main photo layer, we're going to add a layer mask to the group. So if you go down here to this little square with a circle in it, that's your mask. Go ahead and hit that. Now you can do this a couple different ways. I'm going to use a brush. If we go to our brush picker, and I already picked this out. It's like a little cloud brush that I have downloaded, but you can use in your dry media brushes, this Ultimate Pastel Palooza will work fine. Actually, let's just go ahead and click that. Let's go to Window and then Brush Settings, and we want to change a couple of settings on this brush. So we're going to turn off Texture, Dual Brush, and Smoothing. Go to Shape Dynamics, turn your jitters, roundness, and size jitter down to 0. And we're going to turn off our controls. Alright, because I'm just using a mouse, but we're just going to turn off our controls. And then we're going to bring our angle jitter to like 25%, something like that. Okay, so make sure you're clicked on your mask. Make sure you have black as your color. Now I want to make this brush bigger, but if I make it too big I won't be able to brush because it'll be up here, so I want to make this image shrink down. So if you hit Control and minus, it will make it go down, or you can hit Alt and scroll your wheel, your mouse wheel. Alright, so we have this right here, and then I want to make my brush bigger, so I'm going to crank on my right bracket key, and I'm just going to brush around the edge. And different brushes will give you different different style effects, but this will work for what I'm doing. I like the cloudy brushes that I have. But in this right hand corner, I'm going to make it a little bit larger because we're going to put some text there. Alright, so this is basically our finished product, right? Okay, so we want to go ahead and add some text, and we'll go ahead and you can hit T for your type tool or just click on the T over here. And the font that I'm using for this is, it's in Adobe Fonts. If you have a Creative Cloud subscription, it's going to be free to use. But it's a font called Alfresco. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and click down here. And I don't know what their names are, but we'll just call them John and Jane 2022. And we'll hit Enter. And then Control T, and we can just kind of move this, hold down Alt, and maybe put it right like so, hit Enter, and then we'll change our color to black. Okay, so there you have it. That's how you make a watercolor. And like I said, on your mask here, you can use different brushes to create different edge effects. This one, I don't really like how this brush did it, but it works. Alright, so if you like this video, go ahead and hit like, subscribe. I'm going to have a bunch more videos coming, and thanks for watching.